there. All right, let's jump into our series or show review here. We're going to talk about Why the Last Man, and Jason is already warming up his hand. So, people that do not know, this series is on FX. You can also catch it on Hulu. It takes place in a world where all the men have suddenly died, and they have not really. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
All the people with Y chromosomes, let's be correct here, have died. There's still
All the men in this world have died, and they're trying to figure out why and what's going on. Because again, to my knowledge, maybe I missed it. Like I don't think they realized the Y chromosome thing yet, right?
there's
No,
still
they did.
trans men there.
They did.
Well, I know, yeah, but I'm
The,
saying like they didn't
the,
figure
pres-
that part out, right?
the president brought it up. The
Yeah.
president brought it up.
Oh, that everybody with the Y chromosome died.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe I
When
missed that part.
when she was explaining it to her son after they reconnected in like episode 4 or 3 or 4.
It's like
Well, no, they couldn't have understood because if she knew that, then she would know why her son was alive. Then
They still
and we're
they didn't.
ruining everything right now.
Oh, yeah.
So let's just jump into the review, and then we can have that battle once we get on the other end of it. Jason was warming up his hands. Yes, everybody with the Y chromosome has died, which I don't think is known yet, but let's say it's known yet, and we'll go from there. Jason, your thoughts on Why the Last Man?
why? I like shows like these. I like these kind of apocalyptic shows. I like, being in scenarios where it's like, what would you do if you're in this situation? I think there is so much here that is interesting beyond personal melodrama. Like, we were talking about this the other day, like Agent 255 or 355 or whatever her name is. Let's just call her
Yeah.
Sarah.
Sarah,
Fucking
yeah.
awesome. Probably
Yes.
like she makes Michonne look like like she doesn't know what she's doing. All right. The president of the United States, seems like a reasonable, level-headed, loving, caring mom who just happens now to be the president of the United States. She seems like she understands her faults and her limitations. She apologizes when she knows she's wrong, like she did to her husband in the beginning of the series. Finding a way to like get society started when there's kind of like a no-win situation. That's very, very interesting to me.
Yeah, the fact that she tackled it instead of just saying,
Yeah.
"Fuck this, I'm out."
Trying to find a way to get the one nuclear scientist left to, get out of their depression to help rebuild, nuclear power plants. That's a really cool like idea. And that's really in this show, like, doing those things about, keeping society together is really, really, really cool. And I really, really enjoy that stuff. Now, the stuff that I don't like is the shit that the show is actually about. Fucking York is the worst. He is literally the worst person ever. And
Capital W.
Like, I get that it's cool to have a protagonist that does like, usually in the hero's journey, the protagonist starts off not wanting to do something,
Right.
and then gradually grows to the occasion. Fucking York is not that dude, man. He's just like, I don't give a shit about none of this. I want to find my girlfriend who walked out on me and didn't even come back to check on my fucking dead body, and even to get fucking clothes. Like, that's all he cares about. And it's like, that bitch she was trying to leave you, dude. When you proposed to marry her problem with it was like, I'm going to Australia to meet people.
Meet other people, yeah.
She leaves that night and doesn't even come back to get a change of clothes, and you're sitting here worried about her rather than the future of fucking mankind, man. It's like, oh my God. It's just and thankfully, I'm sure they meant this character to be as whiny and obnoxious and unlovable. That's part of the writing, and they've done a wonderful job. Thankfully, Agent 355 finally calls him on his bullshit. I love and like literally said to this dude what every single probably black person in the United States wanted to say to an entitled white guy, like to his face. But then she just kind of drops it because he's like, huh. And I'm like, oh God, I want this guy to fucking die. World's over. Who gives a shit? Fucking kill this dude.
Yeah, he's got a very Luke Skywalker whiny kind of aimlessness to him, doesn't he?
Yeah. But at least Luke Skywalker gets better. Right?
Yeah.
It may take him a movie or two, but he gets better. I mean,
Yeah,
the first 4 episodes of the shit, he has not gotten better. But he's fine. compared to his fucking sister. His sister is the absolute garbage bag, garbage trash dumpster fire of a human being. Like any character around her would do good by putting a bullet in her head and just letting her die.
She got away with murder.
Yeah.
Or manslaughter, I guess. I don't know. It wasn't premeditated. But.
It's not premeditated. First and foremost, for all people listening, you know, I don't care who you are, male, woman, whoever you are, you have not the right to put your hands on anybody. Okay? Don't put your hands on anybody. If you're upset with them, you get upset, but you have not the right to throw anything at anybody. You have the right to put your hands on nobody. Okay? This bitch puts her hands on people. And then, because she doesn't want to talk to her fucking mom, who's the president of the United States, has pretty much doomed her friend to like living a shitty life and dying because she doesn't want to fucking talk to her, because her mom is going to tell her truthful things about her, that she's a fucking sociopath and that she's a terrible human being. And it's like, oh God, I can't stand characters like that. I know this is what they want to present, that, you know, she's not going to be likable. Maybe later down the road, she's going to be a better character or whatever, and she's going to come rise to the occasion. But right now, it's just like every scene with her in it just drags this show so much more down. And it's not the actress's fault. It's just the way the character's written. And it's so horribly like, you are facing like starvation, your friend who needs medication to maintain their lifestyle, and you don't want to go to the one person that could help you with all this. And even if you like, and in my mind, it's like, okay, if I don't even like my parents, I can just like get there and be like, okay, I don't want to deal with you. I can fuck off somewhere else, right? But you know, she doesn't even let her mom know she's alive. Doesn't even let her, like, nothing. Like, and like, her mom seems like a nice, loving, caring person. Maybe a little bit, you know, enabling, but like, she's not like abusive, you know. So it's just those two characters, which primarily is what the show is evolved around, is just they drag it down so much. And I can't, I probably will still continue to watch it. Hopefully they'll get better. But oh God, it's just a chore. It's such a chore. And I'm done.
Yeah. All right. Jaren, do you want to jump in?
Monkey too.
Yeah. Couple things. Agent 355, or Ashley Romans, is the high point of the show. She is phenomenal. The introduction to her, where she just blows up all those white supremacist piece of shits, was fucking phenomenal. Absolutely loved it. From that point on, I was like, man, I want to see what happens to her. And she is awesome. I disagree with Jason. I mean, yes, the sister is a piece of shit. Yes, she's made some bad decisions. Every decision she's made is bad. I don't think she's like, Jason's painting her out to be like the Joffrey level unlikable, and I disagree with that. She's not quite there. And the scenes with her, I think there is a good drama there. I like it. I like it. Plus, I think, you know, she's kind of cute, so that probably helps for me at least.
I knew it was going to come eventually. I was
well, what can you do? I'm nothing if not consistent, right? Yeah, and I haven't watched the last episode yet that's available, but I'm about to right after this podcast. But I'm excited. I like the B story with the super Karen that's stuck in the White House, the ex-president's daughter, and then the chick that wakes up with brain damage that's technically supposed to be in line for presidency, even though she is described as somebody that brought a gun to a spin class and is anti-vax and, you know, just the worst kind of like alt-right individual. I'm very excited to see how that plays out because I haven't seen it yet, and I'm really excited to see how that goes. Because
Darren, I gotta ask you a question. Your roommate, are lawyers, right?
Yes.
This is the thing that I'm wondering about, like actual real world. You know, if someone is incapable of performing the duties of the president during the line of succession,
then they're not.
Yeah, they don't really have a legal right to claim presidency after they are.
It's the as I understand it, the right is theirs but they will have to defend themselves if people bring up credible reasons for them being unfit to hold office. They would have to defend that. So
I mean, she wasn't there for like 3 months or however long it's passed.
Right. And also they kind of built that idea in the like, hey man, you get brain damage possibly, you know,
yeah,
like
he's been in a coma for like 6 months or whatever. So I was like,
yeah,
that's the only thing I would that's interesting to me as well. It's like that whole legal battle.
Yeah. That's probably going to. I haven't seen that part yet, but I'm assuming it's coming, or it might be an old fashioned like high noon. They both.
I mean, honestly, the president of the United States got rid of her best asset by having her go with Yorick rather than like figuring this. Hey, call her back. Like, yo, I need you in Israel. Like,
you know what? Yeah,
just get a pillow. Put it over her head.
Make her chopper go down too. I knew she was going to kill those pilots. I didn't know how she was going to do it, but
as soon as those girls were like, "Well, we know,
right?
What do we got to tell people?" And like, y'all were dead. Y'all should have kept. Y'all should have just been like, whatever you need me to do, I got you. From the moment, from the get go.
And they should have probably seen it coming. Like I thought she did a good job of buttering them up with those medals of honor or whatever, but. Come on. But yeah, so far I'm enjoying it a lot. Every time Ashley Roman's character is on screen, though, I'm much more attentive. I'm enjoying it more. And when the other characters, I guess the one it is with the sister is probably the slowest. Or when they focus on the president's aides and their side story, I'm like, let's get to something better. So yeah. Oh, that poor Ginger.
Oh yeah.
Can't find a home. Yeah. I could drop that B plot out completely and be just fine with it. But hopefully that yields something of interest at some point, because so far nothing.
All right.
Her kids get her.
All right. Yeah, I mean, you guys have said a lot. So I don't think they know the chick is brain damaged yet. So I think that's just been an assumption because of all she's been through. Her cognitive skills for the brief scene seemed that she probably wasn't, because she visibly understood that she's supposed to be president. So no matter how jacked up in the brain she was, she knew that for some reason. Two, I think I'm more on Jason's side that the sister's a horrible human being, because she literally sabotaged the car so that old boy couldn't do it. She could have just said, hey, I don't want to go. I want to stay here. But there's the car. Have at it. And when you get there, you can call me and I can tell my mother I know you and we're cool, or whatever the case may be. But no.
Or go there, drop them off and leave.
Yeah. So, but she's a bad human being. York is an idiot. And let's go into him being an idiot, but why it bothers me that he's an annoying idiot. It bothers me when he's an annoying idiot because you have set up from structure, from conversations, from everything going on that he's an efficient and intelligent human being. He's living on his own out there in the middle with a fucking monkey and is able to survive. I mean, but they set that up. I mean, I know you're saying maybe, but no, he didn't look. He was starving. He didn't.
I mean, I wouldn't say he's intelligent, but he can definitely. He's capable. Yes,
he made himself sick. I mean,
he has to be intelligent he had to be intelligent to be able to make it through this place, knowing that if he's found out to be a man, it's going to be issues that he didn't have any issues to what we know of to this point. Correct.
So outside of the Korean lady pointing a gun at him.
But I'm saying, like I said, to this point, and even he said, if I knew somebody was here, I would have went to a Gap or something. So he understands that getting to certain places and getting what he needs is functional because of who he is. Then the interesting conversation with Sarah or Agent 355 or whoever, when they talk about his name and his father being a Shakespeare teacher. So we have this. Your mother's a congressperson. Your father was a teacher. We have to assume you went to the best school, so you're intelligent. And then the ability to, because this is part of the writing, when she tries to bring up the quote, he finishes it. So that's something he's heard and understands. And I know that moment was supposed to set up, you're named at the dead clown to presume like, hey, how he should be dead, and kind of like he still has the immaturity mentally. And I get the thing you're trying to do, but don't have him finish it, because then you're showing again that he has some capable, competent skills about him. All you had to do to set that up was to be like him being agreeable because he understands what's on the line, but be like, oh, but I want you to find old girl. and his mother him hawing about it. And you could even made it so that he was like, once they got the the helicopter went down, him be like, I don't trust any of you. Well, I saw what you did to your team. My mother's the freaking president. She should have been able to find Beth like that. You refuse to do it. How do I know when I do this, you're going to let me go? And you could have set up a conflict that way. So he would have been competent, thinking his way of why he distrusts them. Instead, his competency is, I saw a chick that was dark-skinned with curly hair. Let me lose it all to go find this bitch. What the hell are we talking about? Like,
it's in the fucking face.
It's just terrible writing. And like I know you said, well, you write people like this to the no, this is bad writing. This is literally bad writing because you're expecting us to buy into a character that's going to grow to the point that he was willing to damn the whole world for a chick
that left him.
That wasn't
left him.
Right. Yeah.
To meet other people.
It's no redeeming quality from that for me. And even with the sister where they tried to redeem her, like, oh, I'm a doctor, and go, no, the only reason they're in that situation is because of you. You kept going back to that house. So you couldn't even redeem her storyline because they're only in this because of your selfishness. So in the redhead, the tragic redhead, as I called her, bootleg Judy Greer. That was my name for the whole time. I was like, bootleg Judy Greer.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That's mean to say about Judy Greer.
Again, no, so
he's
I love
bootleg
Judy
Greer.
Yeah,
that's bootleg.
It's the good stuff.
Yeah,
she's the one you get at the barbershop.
That Kirkland brand.
Yeah, and I felt like
Sam's brand Judy Greer.
Yeah, right. I didn't mind her story but I think having her story and the daughter story at the same time is counterproductive because I know one of the stories is supposed to show how the rest of the world is making it and living. So we get that comparison note. York is how the government, York is like the journey of saving. The Madam President is basically how the government is functioning. Like everybody has their section they're doing. I think the sisters and the old chicks one is one in the same story. So I kind of glad they it looks like they're mashing them together. I think works because like I'm thinking that the daughter's going to be the eyes for all the other shit going on while X, Y, Z. So I get it. So I'm glad they did make that decision right.
XYZ. I see what you did there.
Right. Yep. I just think I think it's just these are your first 3 to 4 episodes. You got to kind of knock it out of the park. We know how programming goes, and I just felt like for the premise, it wasn't hard to knock this out the park, and they did not do a good job with this. And like, it bothered me how bad of a job they were doing with this. Is my thoughts on this. Y the Last Man. I guess we will go around to our ratings. Go ahead, Jason. What are you rating? Why the first 4 episodes? What are you rating this?
It's like season 2 of The Walking Dead, where everybody's just a fucking moron for no apparent reason. So
at least they're moving.
Yeah, at least they're moving.
That's season 2. Let's just hang out in the fucking barn.
I'll give it a 2.5. I'm probably going to continue to watch the show just because I like stuff like this. But yeah, there's not like it's going to be like it's not like a Titans level of hate, but there's still like an animosity towards the show.
So I have a friend named Jason. He hate watches a lot of things.
I like these concepts. That's what I like the concept of the show.
Yeah.
Jaren, your rating on this?
I'll be honest, I was the last one on board with this show. You guys had already watched a couple before I even started, and I am enjoying it. It sounds like I'm enjoying it more than you guys are by a fair amount. So I'm going to give it a solid 3.5. Get on it. Watch it. Do it.
Oh, wow. Okay. I'm at a 2. I'm at a 2 with it. And I am like Jason, I'm going to continue it because I feel like maybe this is going to get a little better now that they've kind of combined the storyline of 2 of the characters. But I'm about one more dumbass decision away from being like, I'm good.
Yeah, if York keeps acting the way he's acting and not growing, and I know like it's supposed to be like a season arc of a growth, but if he can't like show signs that he's getting better, then it's like, why am I going to root for this dude? Like, why? I don't want drama for the sake of drama.
Oh, I'm not rooting for him. I'm rooting for humanity.
I'm rooting for the eventual survival of our species.
I was like, York, you need to go start fucking, dude. Let's go.
Right. And
babies and people.
How close is this to comparison to the book, Jason? If you can give any insight on that.
I have not read it. I have been aware of this for quite a long time that this has been but I have not read it, so I can't tell you anything.